Bonafide Hustler here. Let's talk about hustling Craigslist. What's going on? This is Bonafide Hustler coming to you live from my garage. Today we're going to be talking about hustling Craigslist, but I also want to show you some cool finds that I found this past week, and I went a little bit garage sailing on Saturday, so there's some cool stuff that I found there too. And of course we're going to wrap up the segment with who won the GNR Use the Illusion 1 tape. Alright, so here we go. Let's look at some of the stuff that I found this week. Garage sales this weekend, we popped them super early. We were at our first one at like 6:37 in the morning. And anyway, yeah, we got some Samsonite suitcases. These do really well in the antique booth, and pretty much specifically the antique booth only. 50 cents on one, 25 cents on the other. They consistently bring anywhere between $18 and $24 each one. So that's a really, really good hustle right there. Let's see, what else did I find? A Sony S-Air. It's like a wireless system, okay? Not the kind of stuff that you put your iPads or iPods to, but this thing works. You can put this in certain parts of your house, and they're like satellite speakers, and they can all run from like one feed. Instead of like wiring your house with wires and stuff, you don't have to do that. This stuff transmits wirelessly with a card, and it's Sony. Good name. Bought it for like $8. This thing's got a market value of around 50. Let's see what else here. Of course, a pair of cowboy boots. I always buy cowboy boots. They're two-toned, you know, got a little bit of a cool sheen, and I don't know if they're not ostrich, but they have that ostrich kind of look to them. Decent soles. I think I bought these things for like $8, and so they got a market value of around 40 to 60 bucks. Alright, I don't ever hustle tools, like ever. So I'm trying to crack into tools, and if you guys have any suggestions for me out there, please help me out. But anyway, I'm going to try to hustle this thing. I got it for like $9.99. It's a Kawasaki 7-inch grinder, I believe, all working. So we'll see how that works. I don't know, market value about 30 to 50, nothing crazy. I was at a bike swap meet this weekend, and I bought actually a bike at the bike swap meet for myself, but I'll show that in another video. Cool. They look like wood grain handlebars. That's a pretty neat thing that I found. Cool wood grain handlebars, and a stem too. 20 bucks. We'll see what happens. It came off a bike called an SE, wood grain kind of bike. Anyway, it's not a real wood handlebar. It's a wood painted handlebar. What else did I find? Cool vintage things in the actual, I think this might have been the Halloween aisle of one store, a vintage Descent jersey. Now that's neat. Biking jersey, retro, very neat. I think it was like $2, so market value on this, 40 to 60. A Pearl Snap shirt. You guys know I love Pearl Snap shirts, so here's a more new school. I think it's a Panhandle Slim, but this is a newer school Panhandle Slim. It's still really, really nice. Bought it for half of $4.29, so it looks like $2.15. Real awesome. Pearl Snap shirts right now have been doing about $14 to $18 at the antique booth right now, so that's not bad. It's a really good turnaround. Found a whole, actually garage sales on Saturday morning. Went there and found some remote control cars, and this is one of the ones I found. I took the car apart and threw it away, but I kept the body because it's about a page to a page and a half, and I'm going to take a crawler swing at this. It was $1, so see what happens. I think the market value on this might be around 30 bucks. Okay, what else? Scrabble. Hey, you know what? Shout out to Dale Lundgren from Facebook, from the Bonafide Hustler Facebook, always getting people to try to buy as many Scrabble pieces and wooden pieces as possible. So he said the old school Scrabble ones are the ones to look for. Here's one right here. All the pieces are in there. I got that for like 25 cents. See what happens, right? Thanks, Dale. Thanks a lot. Here we go. Birkenstocks. These were like $3.50. Brand new, size 12 Birkenstocks. I tried them on for 1 second. I made sure to try them on inside the house because these are mint, as you can see. I don't know how I'm getting these mint Birkenstocks right now, but I am. So these have a market value of around 50 bucks. What else? Here we go. A Golden Arrow frame buggy. Me and someone else on Facebook were talking about, what to look for and what kind of buggies to look for. Well, Golden Arrow was one of the ones that I mentioned in there. And so this might be like the third or the fourth one that I've found over the past like 5 years. They're really neat. Their market value is somewhere around, I bought this for $1, but the market value is somewhere around $50 to $70. So it's really cool. I played around with it for a little bit. It still works. That's really neat. Alright, so what else did I find? At a Salvation Army, I think it was on Friday afternoon, there's a Scully leather jacket right there. Very high quality leather jacket. It goes really well with pearl snap shirts. It's got really soft cowhide, nice leather. It does have a little bit of a smoky smell, so I'm letting it air out in my garage. Bought that thing for about, I think, $17, maybe $14, something around there. It's got a market value of about $80 to $100. Then I got this thing called a style auto jacket, very similar to a members only jacket or, you know, stuff like that. Real neat, very retro looking, you know, kind of screams like old school Porsche, Ferrari, whatever. Don't want to take it out here to show you guys, but you can see it here. It's real nice, very good condition. I think it was like $24. Market value of like 80, maybe $100 too. So nothing crazy. I'm not shooting, you know, I'm not swinging for the fences here, right? The last thing I want to talk about right here, Carbon Trek. Now this one's really interesting. Carbon Trek 8700 mountain bike, very, very old, very, very rare, extremely rare. And then it has an aftermarket fork on here, a Manitou 3, which is extremely hard to find. It's very well, I wouldn't say well built, but it's a little bit overkill for the time. So a lot of people want it present day to make their bikes look totally retro. So this fork alone is probably worth about $1 to maybe, I don't know, $250 or so, even in the crappy condition that it's in. Now the bike's in really good condition. It's got really cool stuff. These are not, of course, the stock tires or anything, but it's got neat, like, blue cranks. I bought it for $140 with a cracked crank. It's on the other side. You can't see it, but there's a cracked crank on the other side. It had a bent chain, a couple other things, nothing nuts. I mean, I worked on it for a little bit. It rides around the block. That's no big deal. So I'm thinking the market value on something like this is somewhere between the $400 to $800 range for a complete bike, honestly. So do look for bikes, but be very careful. And if you guys want to proof your bikes with me through Facebook, man, I've been really helping a lot of people out doing that. So, okay, what do we got here? Let's talk about the Let's Hustle Craig. This segment has to do with Craigslist, and specifically Craigslist. How do you hustle Craigslist, right? It's no different than any pawn shop. It's no different than any thrift store or antique place. You can hustle it, but how do you hustle it? Okay, so first of all, you have to have some sort of search program on your iPad or your iPhone, and look for stuff that you know, right? Look for stuff that you know, because you don't want to be buying stuff that you don't know, or you're not going to make any money. Second thing is, don't be afraid to lowball. Yeah, it kind of sucks to lowball people, but at the same time, if you're the person with the money and you're the person who wants to make the most amount of money from your money, you've got to be lowballing. That's the best chances of getting anything, because you never know when something's going to be broken when you get home from Craigslist, or something wasn't disclosed properly, now you can't find the guy again. You've got to shelter your own risk. So I lowball all the time. I have to. It's just the only way around it. So I'm never afraid of it, and I always encourage people to do it. And all my friends are like, how do I get this for a lower price? How do I get this iPad for a lower price? And I just give them suggestions. Like, you got to lowball, 8 to 10 iPads on Craigslist if you really want an iPad, and then one will fall through and you'll be totally fine. Pay attention to desperation words. This is one of the things that I found. I have a psychology background and stuff, so I really pay attention to people's moods and stuff, and I can see it transcribed on words very well. So be cognizant of desperation words. And words like, oh, need to sell fast, need to sell by tomorrow, need to make rent, need to do this, need to do that, OBO, will trade for just about anything. Those are desperation words. This person wants to get rid of that item now and get money for it. So you can lowball that person all day long. And don't be afraid to do it. Okay. And then what I like to do, and this is the way I got the bike back there, was, what's your best cash price today, right? I got to basically tell the guy, look, I got $140 for that bike. This bike was at an asking price of $200. So I got $60 off a bike just because I said this exact thing. Best cash price today. I was at work and I texted the guy and I said, what's your best cash price today? And he said, make me an offer. And I said, $140. He goes, that's a little low. And I said, that's all I got to offer considering the risk I have to, take onto the bike. And he said, okay, an hour later. So yeah, that works really well. I, encourage you guys to do strategies like that. If you guys want to run some strategies with me on Craigslist and see how that would work, I'd be glad to help you guys out. So let's get to the cool part of the video where we see who won Use Your Illusion 1, the Guns N' Roses thing. And thanks for commenting and giving me suggestions on what to look forward to in Bonafide Hustler channel and what you currently liked in the Bonafide Hustler channel. Because honestly, with that, I've had two real prominent suggestions coming out to coming forward saying, this is what we want to see. And there was a lot of echoing back and forth between, we want to see your antique booth, we want to see what you made on some of the products, and I think there was even one more. But it was consistent, almost everybody said these three same things, so I'm going to be working hard on that. Oh yeah, the third thing was bring us around with you to your garage sales and stuff. So I actually tried to do that this past weekend, but God, was it a mess, because I seriously had about 30 clips of videos that were no more than 20 to 30 seconds long, right? And if anything stresses out the hustler more than anything, it's that crap. I hate dealing with that crap. I don't know what it is. I just cannot. I like editing, but I don't like editing like 30 different 20-second clips. I hate it. It's absolutely horrible to do. So anyway, let's get back to like the original thing here, which is out of the Hustler Cup. Everyone's name is in here. You can hear it. Kind of sounds like Lindsay Lohan's Empty Brain. Okay, so yeah, the Hustler Cup's got everyone's name that commented, and I'm going to draw one out here, and we're going to see who wins Use Your Illusion 1. And by the way, Use Your Illusion 2 was won by a guy named NorX Contacts, who actually said, I guess your costume is aliens related, and it was. I was a colonial soldier from the Aliens film, specifically a soldier called Vasquez, my favorite person in that entire flick. And if you haven't seen the 1986 Aliens flick, it's really, really good. Okay, here we go. Let's see who won Use Your Illusion 1. I think that's the one with November Rain on it. That's a great song. The Warwick Warrior. All right, the Warwick Warrior. Cool. Actually, I know about this guy. Okay, so Warwick Warrior, get in touch with me, and also NorX Contacts, get in touch with me somehow, message me, whatever, and let me get these tapes out to you guys. If you do like my videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Find me on Facebook, The Bonafide Hustler, and also don't forget November 12th, somewhere midday, I'm going to be speaking live with the College Picker on O Unit Productions channel. So check that out, and if you want to talk to the Hustler live and the College Picker live, we're going to be there for you guys. Okay? Talk to you soon. Hope you liked the video. All right, bye.